Today we're going to be going over some great drills to help you with your cuts at the top of the route. Now this next drill is going to help wide receivers get more speed out of their cuts, like how they would make on an out route, a corner route, a post route, anything where you're having to cut off of one foot. Now one of the common mistakes that wide receivers will make, let's say for example it's an out route, and let's say I got a DB who's right on my inside hip, I'm pushing a vertical, quarterback's over here to my left, and I cut off of my left foot. A lot of guys will just cut simply to cut. They will cut, they'll snap their head around, but they're not going anywhere. They're not getting out of the break. How you can get out of the break faster is when you cut, you want to try to push off of this middle arch ball of your foot so you can accelerate out of the break. So this is a great drill to help us work on that specific skill. So you want to do, I would say, about 8 reps of this on each side. So 8 reps on the left leg, 8 reps on the right leg. If you have a quarterback on this drill, what you want to do is you want to put your quarterback behind you to the left like he's throwing you an out route. But what you're going to do is you're going to be in a kneeling position. This kneeling foot is going to take a jab step slightly to the left. Not super far, just a quick jab step. And when this foot hits the ground, you are going to push off of your right inside arch, or excuse me, the inside arch of your left foot. You're gonna open up your hip. Your first step out of there needs to be a long step, and you're gonna accelerate out like how you would accelerate out of an out route, a dig route, or a 90-degree break. So I'm gonna show you how this drill is gonna look full speed to work on our speed in and out of our cuts. Now, before we show this drill full speed, you guys, if you're a wide receiver and you wanna improve this off season, check out that very first link in the description below for our Ultimate Wide Receiver Off-Season Training Package. What you'll get access to is 8 weeks of on-field wide receiver workout drills. So it's a full schedule. Monday you're doing this, Tuesday you're doing that for 2 whole months, and you will get access to a full 8-month or a 2-month, 8-week-long gym workout schedule where Monday you're doing this, Tuesday you're doing that, all receiver specific. You'll get access to a 4-week-long speed development workout plan because obviously receivers need to be fast, and we are throwing in a ultimate recruiting guide. Breaks down everything about the recruiting process and how wide receivers can get recruited to play at the next level. So guys, if you want to improve your skills this offseason, take your skills to the next level, check out that very first link in the description below. Let's get back to this video. Now this next drill is going to be working on one of the best moves that wide receivers can use at the top of the route, and that is called a rocker step. So a rocker step you could use on a post, on a corner, on a deep out route, on a dig route. I like it on any route where you could cut off of one foot that is past 8 yards. Anything under 8 yards, speed is very important. We need to get out of the break, so you don't necessarily need to waste a ton of time, or not waste time, but take a little bit more time with a move like this. So what you're gonna need is you need a starting point cone. This is a 5-cone drill. So you need a starting point, and then you need 4 cones separated at like a 45-degree angle, maybe about 2 yards apart. So cut 1, cut 2, cut 3, and cut 4. So we're essentially just going to be doing 2 consecutive rocker steps back to back. So what a rocker step is let's say for example the quarterback is over here and I have to run a post route, right? So a post route I would normally cut off of my outside foot and break. On a rocker step you want to step in the direction you are going first, and the move starts with your inside foot, right? So if I'm running a post route, I'm bursting up here instead of my outside foot. It's a 1, 2, faking like I'm running a corner to slip back to the inside. Now on that rocker step, it's very important that you are selling the move with your hips. You could do this move where like you got a DB in press, give him a move and you stack him to where he's trailing your back hip and you hit him with this type of move, but that DB in man coverage, he's watching our hips. If he's sitting an off man or it's a safety, he's watching our hips. So we need to make sure that I'm throwing my hip and almost turning my belly button to the sideline when I do this move. And that's what this drill is going to work on. Now, another mistake that guys will make on this rocker step is that they'll just step. So they'll do this move and they'll just go step. That doesn't do anything. When you hit the first step of that rocker step, you need to push off of it to be able to sell the outside route. So both of those things is what this drill is going to work on. So you're going to start out here. Left foot's going to be up on your 3rd step. That's going to start the drill so we get some speed going into this movement. So set go, we come off. It's 1, 2, on the 3rd step. That is the first hard step of that like rocker step, and you're gonna push to the next cone. As soon as your foot hits here, push to the next cone, push to the next one, and then burst out. Now obviously that's gonna be full speed, and I'm gonna show you how this should look full speed right now. Now this next drill for the top of the route is going to work on your steps on a curl or a comeback route. So like let's say for example, I'm running a comeback route, right? So let's say, you know, the quarterback is over here to my right. Let's say I'm bursting up and I snap down on my inside foot. Now at a comeback, like obviously all the way up to the break point, I need to sell vertical. I need to try to get this DB to backpedal, open up his hips. I'm running hard, running with long strides, and the hip drop is what helps me slow down. They call it the trigger step, right? So if my trigger step is with my inside foot, one of the common mistakes that wide receivers receivers will make, and this is what this drill is going to be working on. They will snap down, but the next step, the second and third step after their break, are not steps to get them out. They are steps to slow down. So they'll break down, and then their next step is here. Toes are forward. Toes are forward. Then they try to come out of this break, and they have a bunch of extra steps and a bunch of wasted time at the top of the route. So this drill is going to work on 2 steps called your pivot and your hook step, specifically for 45-degree cut breaks like a curl or a comeback. So when you guys snap down, your next step wants to pivot. So your third step can hook, and I can drive off of that third step, trying to get out of this break in the least amount of steps possible, which would be 3. And again, I'm realistic. I'm not expecting everybody to get out in 3 steps, but you flipping your hips can eliminate wasted time. It's about eliminating wasted time, not so much wasted steps. So that pivot and hook can help you eliminate wasted steps. So that's what this drill is for. So guys, you need 2 cones, set them up on like a 45-degree path as if you were like running in this direction, like straight on. What you're gonna do is you're going to have your hands behind your back to start. You're gonna fall and lean forward and try to get your chest parallel to the grass. So at the last possible second, you're going to pivot this foot, hook around, and you're gonna hold. Then you're gonna come back. Then we're gonna do the exact same thing. Fall, pivot, hook, and you are going to drive, pump your arms, and accelerate through this lane of cones. So guys, very simple drill. If you don't have cones, you could use shoes, 2 rocks, honestly, just any type of landmark. This is working on your pivot and hook step to get you out of this break. I recommend doing about 8 to 10 reps on each side. I'm gonna show you how this should look full speed.